Hey guys, stop everything for real stop, because there's some heavy DC news. Overnight from Wednesday into Thursday, the premiere for season 2 of Peacemaker went down, and of course, James Gunn was on the red carpet. He talked to the press and dropped some pretty important stuff, especially about the Superman sequel. But that wasn't all. He even used the phrase, the Superman SAGA. Dude, that already opens up a huge range of speculation about what he's cooking up. Let's break this down. Plus, there were other comments from James Gunn himself and about Peacemaker's future in the DCU. He said something that honestly sounded like he slipped up, you know? So is Peacemaker just staying in this season, or is there more coming? Alright, no more messing around, let's check out the latest from the DCU. This James Gunn interview happened on the red carpet before the Peacemaker Season 2 premiere, and basically what always happens happened. The whole cast watched together with guests, the press was there, the usual. The press takes that moment to ask questions, and obviously James Gunn, being the boss of the whole thing, is the main target. They asked how the Superman sequel is coming along, and James Gunn answered that the first treatment for the script is ready, and most importantly, he said that the whole Superman story he's putting together will be called the Superman Saga. So what does that Superman saga include? The first Superman movie for sure. As for the Supergirl movie, it's unclear whether it will be part of that saga or a standalone film. Either way, everything points to Superman not being the only main focus. Supergirl and Krypto are likely to be important too. Still about the Superman saga, James Gunn actually talked a bit more about the project's progress in an interview with Collider. Gunn said the following: "We're scheduling it now. I'm totally done with the treatment. My treatments are incredibly intense. They're 60-page treatments with dialogue and everything. Now I'm just turning that into a script. We're planning out when we're going to shoot that. It's going to be much sooner rather than later." For anyone who's not up to speed on what a treatment is, James Gunn has explained before what each step is before the actual script writing. And basically, a treatment is where the writer lays out all the big details and even some dialogue, and then that gets developed into the screenplay. And since James Gunn said they're planning this movie sooner rather than later, it's very likely the script could be ready by the first half of 2026. So just speculating here, the movie might come out in 2028. So we gotta stay tuned for more updates. Now let's try to get a better handle on this Superman saga. Let's assume, just speculating, that the Supergirl movie is part of the saga. If that's the case, it's likely the method from Jor-El and Lara will come up again, even though James Gunn said that message is real. Either way, whether the message turns out to be true or he later revealed it's false, the Superman saga will probably provide more answers about him. Of course, there's also the possibility none of this gets explored and James Gunn decides to go a different direction. On top of all that, they asked James Gunn what's next for Peacemaker after season 2, whether he's gonna stay stuck on HBO Max, get another series, or even appear in a movie. And man, James Gunn basically gave the golden answer. He kinda said, I know the answer, but I can't say. And when someone dodges a direct no, it usually means they're leaning toward yes. To me, that made it pretty clear Peacemaker will continue being an important character in the DCU after the season, though now he'll show up in other projects. One theory about Peacemaker is that he might end up joining the Justice Gang by the end of season 2. He could prove himself as a hero and get accepted into the team. If that actually happened, he'll almost certainly pop up more across the DCU and interact with other big characters. Moving on, another topic they asked Gunn about was Harley Quinn. Right now, nobody knows if Margot Robbie is coming back or not. In this case, Gunn's answer was broader. He said he'll talk about it in the future. He didn't confirm Margot Robbie's return, nor did he confirm they'll recast. Margot might be the perfect casting for the character, and she definitely boosted Harley Quinn's popularity. That's a fact. But even if Margot returns, there are still questions about which version of the character she'd play. Will she go back to being the Joker's partner, or will they continue with a Harley who's left the Joker and maybe is in a relationship with Poison Ivy? That's a more complex discussion than just whether Margot comes back. Also remember the Joker linked to her was Jared Leto, and you can bet Leto isn't coming back. That was one of the DCEU's big mistakes, and Gunn will definitely bring in another actor for the role. Honestly, at this point, most people probably want a new actor as Joker, right? Do you want Margot Robbie to return as Harley Quinn, or would you rather see another actress? Please drop it in the comments. Are you hyped for the Superman saga? Leave your thoughts, and don't forget to smack that like on the video, subscribe, and hit the bell, because the DC was exploding with so much new stuff, and every week I'll bring updates so you stay on top of everything. So subscribe so you don't miss out. Thanks so much for hanging out in the video. See you soon.